Going where the fair winds blow, our home is where the waters flow. We'll show you what we've come to know on board while sailing wisdom.
What country are we in right now?
USA.
Okay. Where are we now?
Germany.
Where are we now?
Portugal.
Oh, good, good. Yes. Let's go eat. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, quite.
We've made it. We're here in Lisbon, Lisboa, and we are going to the Time Out Market, which is also known as the Mercado do Ribeiro. Here we are. This is the Time Out Market. So much to choose from.
Yes.
We'll do a sweet. Today we are going to Blame. Right now we are standing in the Sacristy. It's right off of the Church of Santa Maria de Blame, and this sacristy is very special, especially because of the central column that kind of goes up like a tree and then like forms these ribs in the ceiling. The building itself is from the High Renaissance period, so 1400s and 1500s it was built, and the paintings around are from the 1600s, which would be the Mannerist style. So this is just a really beautiful little room. This is quite typical in Europe. When you visit a grand place like this, often they're doing restorations, especially if you come off-season. We're just at the end of the tourist season right now in September.
Vasco da Gama's here?
Ooh. We know Vasco da Gama.
It's really cool seeing Vasco da Gama here. Apparently he's like literally right there. So he was the Portuguese navigator that was famous because he came from Terceira and out of Angra. And at least that's what we were told while we were in the Azores in Angra. Because there's a statue of him there and we walk by him every day.
So apparently he died in 1524.
Yeah. So Vasco da Gama is famous because he found the route from Portugal to India, and that just opened up all the trade.
Saying, this is Vasco da Gama's route. So this guy was a poet and of the navigators, and it kind of just shows, since he has such an important tune, an important place in this very, very central and important building, it just shows how valued poets and storytellers were in the 1600s, that they gave him such a grand tune.
I just think it's really awesome because you have the Navigator, and then across from him in the same building you have the poet that talked about the Navigator.
So we went in the back way and just magically skipped this giant lion. to get in. This is Belém Tower.
This is a very tiny little passageway.
Nice acoustics in here.
Most of the decorations we saw in the Tower of Belém were royal propaganda. Two of the most common images that we saw depicted were the badge of King Manuel, which looked like a shield, and the globe, which represented royal power.
This is the way to open the drawbridge.
The Tower of Belém is particularly interesting because of the many uses it's had over the years. The tower was commissioned between 1514 and 1519, but in 1589 it became a prison because it lost its strategic importance. In 1655 it became a customs post, in 1810 a telegraph station, and in 1865 a lighthouse. The 19th and 20th centuries saw major restorations in the tower, and now it is a tourist attraction and a source of historic education.
My favorite is that crazy-eyed duck thing. You got crazy face, crazy eyes.
Stereo judgment.
I would not want to be in this prison. As opposed to other prisons that I would definitely want to be in. So this building was many, many things after it was a watchtower, and one of those things was a prison, so we're looking down here at the prison, and then this plaque is from when it was a customs post.
Rough translation, it's something about how it literally says what you charge for each package that comes through, who has ownership of it until which point, so that. So back when this place was a fort, so originally this place was built to defend the river, because you had this post and another one, and between the two of them they had really good control of the river, which then protected the town. The king has the royal crest, and then this little symbol that we see everywhere here is the royal symbol, and he put it everywhere as royal propaganda, so we've seen it carved into the roofs, carved into the turrets, carved into pretty much any surface they could.
Everything is new again, walking with the permagrin head so high. I'm back with you and all is right. Shaking on the apple tree, ticking off the honeybees, watch them fly. It's just like we never said goodbye. And you're like the one.
What I really like about that piece of art is it's not in the sculpture garden. This is the Museum of Modern and Contemporary Art. So in the sculpture garden of that museum, you get to see it from a distance. The other cool thing is when we saw the rabbit in Porto, or in Gaia, they told us to check out, if we really like this stuff, to look for the raccoon in Lisbon. And first day here, and we found it. So we weren't allowed to take video in the museum, but we were allowed to take pictures. What'd you think of it?
I thought it was great.
Very good. Very good. How are you feeling? No, it was really awesome.
It was. I'm really glad we did that. So now we're going to go back to the bus station, stop back at the hostel for a bit, and then take you to dinner. We've had a really good day. So our time is ending in Belém. I mean, for me, the highlight, I think, was the cathedral, just because of its grandiose nature. and the sculpture and everything. Oh, it's really beautiful. But,
It was amazing.
but the tower was also really cool to see.
That was
For
amazing.
like the historic value. But the art was also really cool to see because art.
So, in other words, today's been a lot of awesome, all crammed in, all in this tiny town called Belém.
Yes.
Or not town,
No,
region of Lisbon.
A region of Lisbon.
We were going to head out to LX Factory to get dinner, and then as we were leaving the hostel, we saw something that changed our mind. So we're staying here.
Do you want one too?
Yes, please.
It's another beautiful day and we are raring to go, even though we were up until 4 a.m. last night doing a pub crawl that we were way too old for, but we did it anyway and it was really fun. But now we're really tired, but we're powering through it. You wait till you see what we're gonna do today.
So where are we?
This is the Arch of Triomphe. I keep wanting to call it the Arc de Triomphe, but that would be French.
Wins by a nose hair. I don't know if this is the same artist that did the raccoon and the bunny that we saw. Raccoon in Lisbon and the bunny in Porto, but I think it is because it's kind of his MO. It's a bobcat, so animal, made out of trash and street art, which is really awesome.
So we are here at the
Oceanario de Lisboa. Or Oceanaria.
The Lisbon Aquarium.
Yes.
And we're really excited because this is ranked as one of the top aquariums in the world.
Yeah, and a friend.
We really like fish.
Yes, as you guys know. And a friend that we met in Porto actually works here in the freshwater plants, and he also worked in the one in Georgia, which is touted to be one of the best as well. And he said that this one is better. Now we've never seen the one in Georgia, but he's in the field, so he knows what he's looking at. He's got no tail.
Stop.
Sorry. is that?
I don't know.
Is that them or humans?
One of them.
What are your thoughts of the aquarium?
Huh?
What are your thoughts on the aquarium?
Oh, I think it's wonderful. Highly recommend it. It's so unique. I mean, we're used to the Baltimore Aquarium, the Baltimore National Aquarium, which is wonderful. It's one of my favorite things about Baltimore, but this experience is so immersive, and the habitats are so... Well, it makes the National Aquarium look a little bit out of date, because these habitats are like amazing, and you just go from room to room, and each one is a surprise. I will say this rainforest, not as cool as the National Aquarium's rainforest, because that's like the coolest part about it, but it's still cool.
What do you love about redfish?
They have two eyes on one side of their body. It's so cool.
Did you know that they actually start with one eye on each side?
No,
And that one of the eyes migrates?
that is awesome. We're in the frog room. Let's find the frogs. There they are. Ooh, look at the green one. They're so tiny.
Oh my god, they're so small. This episode of Find the Frog has been paused because we can't see anything because we need glasses. My glasses too.
Oh,
Sight.
sight.
Found the frog. There he is.
That was the temporary exhibition here, and it was this Japanese artist who came in and built the largest freshwater aquarium in the world, according to the poster that we read. He combined the style of a Japanese rock garden with 86 species of plants and fish. It was just so artfully done, and you could see the intense levels of care that he and the people who helped him make it put into the process.
I really love freshwater aquariums. Like when I was younger, that was like a huge pastime of mine, was to make a world in a tank. And it was so cool to see that one because it was just beautiful. And then what was really cool was the rocks that they used, the volcanic rocks, were from the Azores, which we just came from there. And it was just, it's just so masterfully done. Like you just sit down in between the music and the fish moving. It's just mesmerizing. It just, your mind just goes away. And everything in life just is a piece.
British palace built. It was totally garish for the time. But he was like, I'm king. I'm gonna have this built. So this is where they would train their armies. It was the only place they could fit a large amount of people. We're here at Cabo de Roca, and it is the most western point of all of Europe.
Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends.
And if you'd like to follow our journey in real time on a map, receive postcards from our ports of call, and message us directly to the boat, you can go ahead and become a patron using the link in the description down below.